Learn the commonality between Mother Teresa and Muhammad Ali, the cornerstone that always gives you direction and the solution to an overworked yet stagnant life.
Welcome to No Bow Tie, where we conquer emptiness and frustration, discover our uniqueness, and live with unrelenting joy. I'm John No Bow Tie Swoboda, author and musician. Today, we're going to expose the myth and misunderstandings behind purpose and living life without one. Be sure to subscribe. You always want to know, what's this day about? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I go to work? Why do I have this family? Why do I have these friends? What am I doing with my time on this planet? And especially, what are you doing with your ability and why? What's the big picture? We get caught up in the daily task of just using our ability when it's called on, when it's required of us. But really, do you sit down and ask yourself, what am I about in the big picture? What is my life about? Are you tired of your day just being a repetition of yesterday? That whatever you did yesterday stacked the cards in your to-do list, and that's why you're doing that today. You didn't really decide it. It decided you. It decided your schedule. And you're checking those things off. At the end of the day, your sense of accomplishment is just that you can be relieved that you got those things done without any forward push that states who you are and why you're here. We're going to change that. Because living a life without purpose creates a void. It creates a vacuum in your life. And what happens, and I'm sure you can relate to this, that what you do replaces who you are. And after all, you see other people. You see everybody from your hero to, somebody down the street that seems to be living this magical life. And they have direction and momentum, and it provides them energy, and they just feed off of it. You can see in their eyes that they're living with some sense of pursuing a purpose. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to solve this mystery. And you're not going to be left standing alone on it. You're going to have answers that will get you walking forward and feeling just as good as the people that you now envy that have that strength. I'd have to say that the number one focus with all of my clients has something to do with lacking a feeling of purpose. And often, in so many words, they will say, life would be so much easier if I knew my purpose. And then they direct it toward me, and they'll say like, you know your purpose. And it seems easy for you to decide what to do. And I just grin and I say, you know what? I don't know my purpose. The key, and this is the key, always be pursuing one. Even if you don't know it, be pursuing it. When I wake up in the morning and chart out my day, I think in terms of what would be great to end the day having done, not necessarily what do I have to do. And of course, we've got to do the bills. We've got to take the trash out. We've got to return the calls. But I think bigger than that, and you can too, to think, what at the end of this day are the results that I really want? What do I want to have paid attention to that means the most to me? And that can be how you're treating a relationship. That can be things that are going on in your family. And it can also be work, of course. But those things are going to call on you regardless. I'm talking about what are the things that express who you are, your ideas, your interests, your intrigues, the things that make you feel good being alive. What are the things you're doing on a daily basis that at the end of the day, you feel great knowing you have done it? And when you do, all of a sudden, that pursuit turns into a feeling of purpose, and you can multiply that. You can stack that, and then wake up the next day, and your to-do list will speak for itself. I've gotten to the point, I don't even have to make a to-do list. I know the things that are most important, and I know that they're going to call on me to do those things. And when I do, I just make sure that I take this major step in igniting the feeling of purpose, and that is always do your best. When you always do your best, you're going to really dig for how you do it, your talents, your perspective of it. You're going to have to keep things in a positive light to do your best. And when you do, the turnout, it'll be hard. It'll be hard, but the turnout, the results from it are going to be something that you're going to be proud to claim. When you're proud to claim something, it already expresses a small nugget of what you consider to be purpose. And let's clarify this. Deciding purpose, just deciding it, is a myth. I don't think anybody just decides a purpose. Mother Teresa to Muhammad Ali, I don't think they just decide a purpose. They get involved in their ideas. And you can too. Get involved. And like I said before, I'm going to repeat it. Your ideas, your interests, your intrigues, these things turn into inspiration. That inspiration is shouting at you. It's shouting to be the person you most want to be, to do the things that you most want to do. Even if you can only do it a little bit, do it. And it takes discipline to pursue your purpose. And notice, I keep putting the word pursue with purpose. I pursue purpose. It's exciting. When you're in motion toward it, that is a sense of purpose. I hope to never reach the deadline. I hope to never arrive at having a purpose, because then I'm finished. The first healthy thing you can do in pursuing that kind of life, that frame of mind of enjoying a sense of direction, is get rid of the idea that you have to. If anybody tells you you're not going to be happy unless you have a sense of purpose, or that you have a purpose, they're wrong. You want to pursue one. So get rid of the idea, but be willing to do number two, and that is to make your interests and your ideas and your intrigues the cornerstone of who you are. Always have them in you. Always know in a heartbeat that you can describe what interests you, the things that boggle your mind with intrigue, that make you want to know more and make you want to get involved. And if you think you don't want to get involved and then decide. Go ahead and roll your sleeves up and do those things that you've been putting off, and then decide. And then the next thing you know, you're going to have ideas that are going to help you to move forward. Number three, which I've already mentioned, but I want to emphasize it. No matter what it is, doing the dishes, having a conversation, or your talents, your applied work, always do your best. This is not just because you want to end up being proud. When you do your best, you're digging inside of you, and you're getting rid of that mindless living and putting mindful purpose in everything you do. The next time you're having a conversation, apply it this way. Ask yourself if you're really listening to learn, or if you're just listening to hear the words of that person. The first one, listening to learn, really empathize with that person. Let them talk. Let them express. And when they're done, make sure they feel heard. That's doing your best. The fourth one is change. Change as you go. You don't have to have one reason for living, but you do need to get involved and learn how to pursue that, just as we've been saying. So as you learn about yourself, be willing to change what your goals are. And along with that, the fifth one, reassess your interest. Now this is the same thing as change, but actively sit down and reassess what you're interested in. Because up to now, you're probably responding to who you think you are because of who you've built in the past. And that's true. You cannot deny that. Your memories of who you are do give momentum to how you behave today. But take time and discover what puts your mind in the future, the things you want to become, the things you want to do that you're not doing already, that you know will develop your heartfelt expression. It will develop your knowledge, and it'll give you a different platform for expression of your life. Now, this can be anything from traveling to reading to just taking on a different way to have conversations with people. But notice how you put your signature on everything you do, even the smallest creation. You already feel better about tomorrow. You already feel better about your sense of being and how you can grasp this thing called purpose. Remember, it's about being in pursuit. So when you get done watching this video, which we're going to stop, we've run out of time. When you get done watching this video, I want you to ask yourself if you act on things because purpose is something that other people do and you've got your regular day, or if you really believe that, hey, I just need to be in motion toward it and then get in motion toward it and start the exciting life. And you and I both know the biggest obstacle between you and it is procrastination. And that is going to be next week's focus. You don't want to miss this show. I'm going to give you all of the tools, all of the answers you need to get stepping forward in life and doing something about the things you most want. So join me next week and get on the email list. Go to nobowtie.com/life. You don't want to miss the next episode. It's going to be not only a lot of fun, it's going to be answers to everything you need to know to have a better life. And before I go, I'm going to play you another No Bow Tie musical number. Thank you for tuning in. This will help your life. You've got to use it to know it. So send me some questions, and I'd love to converse with you and how we can get everything lined up for you. nobowtie.com/life. Here you go, a little J.S. Bach for you.